Yo, 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 welcome to the show. Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast. I'm your hostess, Brittany Cross, and welcome back to another episode. I'm so thankful that you're here, and I'm so thankful for the iTunes and Apple podcast reviews. I was recently looking at that and seeing some new ones, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. It's honestly extremely helpful for the show. It helps us be seen by more people just to have those reviews come in and the actual activity of it, boosting it in the algorithm. And also, it helps if someone's right then considering listening to the Social Sunshine Podcast and they see all these excellent reviews. It's going to help them decide they want to listen, of course. And if you haven't left one yet, I would really appreciate it if you do. If you listen to the show on iTunes or on Apple, if you would head over and leave us a little 5-star rating and review, I would so much appreciate that. Anyway, let's dive into this topic. This will be a pretty quick episode, but I'm really excited to talk about B-roll footage and how you can use B-roll footage to go viral. And I know it may sound like I'm being dramatic, and maybe you won't go full on viral all the time with these tactics and strategies I'm about to share, but it will honestly help you increase your visibility on social media and your short form video content for sure, if you will take this information that I'm about to share with you in this episode. So if you're not familiar with what B-roll video footage is, it's supplemental video footage essentially. And everybody has seen B-roll footage. You've seen it on your local news. Maybe you see the segment where it starts out with the journalist or the anchor person talking directly to the camera, like, now we have a story from our local garden club, right? And then it cuts over to a different kind of video where it's showing the people in the garden club, planting the plants and doing their thing. And maybe they're not really paying attention to the camera. It's just showing them as like in a candid situation, right? That's B-roll. Or if it shows, you see people just walking down the street and they're not paying attention to the camera. That's B-roll. It's extra footage that you can get that is not about talking to the camera or intentionally like performing to the camera. It is kind of a behind the scenes, a candid thing over on the side. Now you can easily capture B-roll footage yourself, or if you have someone at your company that handles your social media, or you've hired a company like mine to do it for you, right? Any of those things, you can get B-roll footage quite easily because you don't have to have something prepared to say or to do. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be on. You really want B-roll footage to capture a moment, to capture something that's honestly quite real and natural, even if you're planning your B-roll footage, but the activity you're doing on camera is normal. Okay. So for example, if you are a real estate agent and you want to have some B-roll footage of you showing a property, you can just set up your camera, your smartphone in a tripod in a well-lit room in the home that you want to shoot in, right? And even if your client's not even there, whatever, you can turn it on and just walk around the room and talk about the features of the room or the features of the house. Don't look at the camera, and you're getting B-roll. Maybe you have a really lovely office at your home, and that's where you do most of your work, no matter what kind of work it is. And you can get some really well lit, lovely shots there of you literally just working at your desk at your computer. This is B-roll. This is what I mean. And so how you're going to use it to create viral or viral worthy videos is this. Now I'm going to go ahead and mention, I do this a lot, mention when I'm recording this because things on social media change. But so right now it's early to mid June of 2024. And this is an effective strategy and tactic currently. Okay. And I think it will be for quite a while. In fact, I think that we're just at the beginning of this being really, really hot. Because things take a little while, right? The people that are leading the way have already been using this, but I think a lot of people haven't been. So like in my company, Fun Love Media, we've been using this approach for a long time, but we're professionals. It takes a little while. So I think it's going to be around for a good while and be a popular thing to do. So, okay. So you're going to capture the B-roll footage. And honestly, when it comes to this, the visual, really does matter for your business. So you've probably heard me say this before if you've listened to the show for a while, but showing the visual of your location is really, really helpful. So I love to use this client as an example because the visuals are so great. So one of our clients at Fun Love Media is a hair salon. And for that client, there was a video that ended up getting well over 1 million views, and it's not a humongous account. We're not talking about an account that has 50,000 followers. We're talking an account that has well under 10,000 followers. And we were able to get over 1 million views because I used all of these little tactics and strategies, and we had the great visual to start. And what that visual was like in the B-roll footage, it was showing one person holding a hairdryer, blowing another person's hair with a hairdryer. And the camera was like moving, just like sliding across, just like panning across the situation. Like that's it. That's all it was. But what we had was, one, really excellent lighting. That's very helpful. We had great natural light in that location. We had the visual of the actual setting, like, oh, look, they're in a lovely salon. Look how beautiful that is. And then the actual people, like there's a blow dryer, there's a person in the chair, there's a person holding the blow dryer. Like it's a whole thing, right? So that part can really, really make a huge difference. So if you have a really great visual that matches your brand, I highly recommend that's where you film your stuff. If you are a real estate agent, like don't just film stuff like sitting at your house at your dining room table. Like get out and about, get in front of a pretty house, even if it's not your listing, whatever, get out and about. So you're showing it makes that connection with the person watching. So that's a really important part of this, is making that connection. Now, there are always exceptions. And I think that a lot of times in a more casual personal brand, maybe the actual visual of the location doesn't matter so much, but I'm really speaking to someone that cares more about the visual, and also to businesses and business owners. So you're going to have that. So you're getting your B-roll in a great setting. And then what you're going to do whenever you're actually putting the video together is that this